Let's usher in a new month, albeit tomorrow, with some good news. South African motorists are in for a slight reprieve for the first time in months. That's because the Energy Department has announced that both grades of petrol will drop by R1.32 a litre from Wednesday. Diesel will decrease by between 88 and 91 cents per litre. The price cuts have been attributed to lower international crude prices. Motorists have been grappling with record fuel price increases the entire year, which have also sent food prices soaring. Let's speak now to the Automobile Association spokesperson, Layton Beard. Layton, always great to see you. This comes as no surprise for you, as you had predicted this.
I mean, the numbers throughout July were obviously going to give us a very positive outlook going into August. So, yes, no real surprise. I think the only cloud, obviously, is that the increase could have been a bit higher. But unfortunately, the recovery of the 75 cents back into the general fuel levy is putting a bit of a damper on this decrease. But it's a decrease. It's a significant decrease. It brings the price of 93 unleaded fuel back under 25 Rand a litre, although only by 1 cent. But I think psychologically that's quite important. So, yes, I think good news all around, and it's certainly something the AA welcomes.
Speaking of psychological importance, help us understand how this is all determined, right? So the Mineral Resources and Energy Department puts a number of factors forward, 5. We've already mentioned the crude oil prices. They also speak about the international petroleum product prices.
Yes. Well, those international petroleum product prices are really the international oil prices, and both the international petroleum product prices, the oil prices, and the Rand-US dollar exchange rate are calculated on average over a month period. So what the department is doing is it's looking, how strong the Rand is against the dollar over a period of time, over a month period, and the same in terms of oil. And those averages were obviously were very positive. The Rand was weaker against the dollar in July, so it's taken off a little bit of the gains that were made by international oil prices. But those international oil prices were significantly lower over the period, enough so to counterbalance both the weakness in the Rand and the return of the 75 cents to the general fuel levy, which is why we're seeing a R1.32 reduction to the price of petrol.
Sure. You've almost covered all the points, but the slate levy, there's no change to that.
No, there's no change to the slate levy. I think it's something we may see going into September. We know, obviously, the next couple of months we're going to be seeing, negotiations around retail margins, and that's something that's obviously been on the table because they normally do increase over this period. So, again, that's something that needs to be kept in mind. But apart from all of those factors, Dudu, I think the big news for South Africans at the moment is that the petrol price and the diesel price are coming down. And for people who are very embattled, for people who have been struggling with fuel prices, I think they will take this. This will be good news for them, even though it could have been a little higher. But people will look at this and they will psychologically, as I say, not regard it as another increase, and they will take this decrease and they'll be very happy about that.
Absolutely. WhatsApp groups are already tickled with people sharing the news. What does this signal? Is it the beginning of, a good trajectory? We're anticipating more price cuts?
Yeah, difficult question to answer because those two factors that I mentioned earlier are very volatile. So, the oil price can go up and down, the Rand can go up and down, it can weaken or strengthen against the US dollar. And we've seen that it's been very volatile over a period of time. I think to determine how that volatility is going to play out in August may be very difficult and certainly skeptical from our point of view. It's really a question of looking at those numbers as they come in on a daily basis and then determining what that average is. I think towards the middle of August we'll have a clearer picture of which way fuel is going in September, whether it's going to go up or down. We certainly hope that this is a trend in terms of reduced prices, but it's too difficult to say at this time. Again, let's just take the little win we've got at the moment and be happy about it.
Psychologically, I'm preparing myself to speak to you next about more good news. Layton, always a pleasure. Layton Beard speaks for the Automobile Association of South Africa.